Hey guys, it's David. Thanks so much for watching. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to take time lapses and also take photos on the Canon M6 Mark II. So I'm currently recording the time lapse. It takes a bit, it takes a photo, I think 300 photos every 3 seconds. I might be wrong, but yeah, you can set actually the settings for it. So I'm just sitting beside the camera. Make sure you get a tripod so at least it's stable when you're actually taking your time lapse. But it looks quite nice. The look that I'm going for is kind of a really blurry kind of background with like cars and people moving by, and then the close-up of like the brickwork on the floor, the paving that we're sat on. So it could be used for like background footage or stock footage potentially. It looks pretty good, so let's see how it turns out. Okay, so if you want to actually record a time lapse on the Canon M6 Mark II, just turn on the camera, make sure that you're in video mode, click on manual and then go to the menu. In the images tab, in tab 1, if you scroll down and go to time-lapse movie, it's normally disabled. If you enable that, so there's different scenes, but I'm just going to choose scene 1. You can then click on intervals and you can see it's 3 seconds, 300 shots. And then if you go down, you've got to movie, recording size, and you can see you can record in 4K or standard HD. And then there's other settings as well, like, beeping every time it takes a photo. I turned that off. So if you go back now, and you come out of the menu section, you'll see it kind of gives you these instructions. So typically it's the first shot you take, you can set up to make sure the exposure is right. So it's typically this button here is referring to in regards to taking your first shot and checking that the settings are okay. So I'll just run through that now. So I press the button on the front here. So it takes me into the recording mode. I can then basically set, all my settings, whether it's increasing the brightness, how much light it shows. I think that's quite nice. And then what I'll then do is just take a shot, and it gives me a sample of what that looks like, which looks pretty good. And then press the shutter button at the top. And now it's recording. So you can see it just flashing. That's it taking a picture. And you can also see at the top of the screen over here how many photos it needs to take until it's completed. So it's going to take about 300 photos to make our time lapse. So for taking really nice photos, the first thing you need to do on your Canon M6 Mark II, turn it on. Make sure you're in manual mode. That will give you the settings that you need in the menu section. Click on the menu. First things first, in page 1 of the image section is the image quality. So you can take photos in RAW or more compact version of RAW. I usually just leave it on JPEG because I'm not set up to actually process RAW footage on my computer. But to be honest, you have quite a few different options here in terms of the quality of JPEG image you take. So I've got it on the highest at the moment. And then the next thing you need to do is go to tab 7, and you should be able to kind of turn on the autofocus. So this will kind of track your face. You can also go down to eye detection, so also use your eyes to autofocus as well. And I've also got continuous autofocus enabled as well. So if you come out of this now, typically what they will do is assign one of these dials as the default kind of control for your ISO, but you can adjust these. So I can make it darker or potentially adjust it to let more light in. I can also tap to autofocus, which is quite nice. And then I just take a photo, and that's it. That's how you can easily take photos on your Canon M6 Mark II. And that's it. So let me know if any of this helped you. Hopefully you've seen what the Canon M6 Mark II can do in time-lapse mode, and also in taking photos. Leave a comment down below if there's any other videos you'd like me to do, and if you have any tips and tricks to get better time-lapse footage and also photos from my camera. Thanks for watching.